This is a story, two choices, to test or not to test. So let's say you're in your new dream web e-commerce role. You have a list of new website ideas you've brainstormed to yourself. You've talked to friends, users, people throughout your company. You've read a ton of great books, and you created a list. This is an amazing list of all the things that could make the website better and more successful, and you promised the vice president of e-commerce that they would boost sales beyond the targets you set for conversions this quarter. You submitted a ticket. For the developers to work on it, you created these 2 Jira tasks in their system, and those 2 tasks were your ideas to test. One of them was to change the banner across the website with messaging that you customized, and another was to personalize the carousel of revolving images on the homepage based on marketing segmentation. Millennials will get one thing, and Gen Z will see another. After submitting those late that night, you get a message from the developer. This is going to take longer than just 1 or 2 sprints. You hadn't realized that the effort to complete both of the items was that difficult. A couple months go by, and the developer finally completes the work throughout several sprints, and you get a message that the segmentation providers are connected, and in this case, bring all of the segmentation data about those customers that we have, and you're finally relieved. You begin to run the test, having properly set that up in your A/B testing software. You divided up the users for the control and the change, the A and B versions, and you set it up for a number of users that you know you will need to get in order to determine if it's a statistically significant result based on your normal population of users that you receive on the website. Just like asking the 3 people nearest you what the best pizza place in town is, you know, of course, you need a sample size that is representative of that population to make sure the change you are proposing for the website will work if you adopt it for all of the visitors to the site. The fire drill. The CEO sends you a 2-line email sent from his iPhone at the bottom of the text. Hey, my daughter thinks we should change the site to have all products, replace their images with TikTok influencers wearing or using the products while doing the top dances. We don't need to test this. This is just what works. Can you complete by tomorrow? Thanks. Now, imagine an alternative. This is a different world. Imagine that once you onboard to a new team, you pause. Think about how best to approach setting yourself up for success. You walk around the new corporate campus and you remember an important concept. You start with a framework for how to prioritize tests. You start a bi-weekly meeting where anyone can bring ideas for the backlog, and you prioritize the backlog based on that framework. Everyone is clear how those tests will be ranked. You have buy-in for the process. It doesn't matter if the idea was from you, the greater team, or the CEO. Everyone's interest, the business and stakeholders, are aligned. Additionally, you set up a recurring results meeting where you will show the results with your graphs, show the difference in the A and B variations. What are the results? And which one should be adopted? And if the difference wasn't statistically significant, even if it won, it will not be adopted on the rest of the site. One day, the CEO emailed you at 2:45 a.m. with an idea to test. How are you going to respond? Now, I won't tell you exactly what to do. Your situation, how well you know the CEO, what your team is like, how things are going, all those things matter. Context matters. But what I would say is that you have set up a process and you can point to that process. So if that's been set up and there's buy-in, that helps you, because instead of it being your idea versus his idea or her idea, it's what is the process and does it make sense for the business? So you can take it out of being a personal battle of whose ideas are better and into the scientific method of testing what works on the site for your users and how that can make everyone more successful. And on the interpersonal and emotional intelligence side, it's important to acknowledge the communication from the CEO and to be grateful for that input into the idea process, and that in order for you to take that input and help the business succeed, that it should go through the process with all the other ideas, so that way all stakeholders are aligned and the business is set up to succeed.